First today at noon, we have learned a Surry County detention officer was killed in a crash on Highway 52. Winston-Salem police say this happened yesterday afternoon in the northbound lanes of Motor Road. Police say 49-year-old Thomas Smith III went off the road, hit the median, and then hit a car in the right lane. Smith died from his injuries at a hospital. The Surry County Sheriff's Office says Smith was a detention officer in their agency and they are asking for prayers. The other driver was not hurt. Investigators continue to look into the cause for the crash. The man accused of shooting and killing a Carroll County deputy is locked up in a Virginia jail cell. WXII 12 News had the only camera inside the courtroom as Michael Puckett faced a judge yesterday. He is facing several felony charges, including aggravated murder of a law enforcement officer. Puckett is accused of killing Deputy Logan Utt and shooting a second deputy. Investigators say it happened Friday night during a welfare check at a home along Fancy Gap Highway. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office says the second deputy shot in this case is in good condition. The judge informed Puckett that if convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. He will be back in court next month. We've also learned Puckett has an extensive criminal history. 12 Investigates breaks down those charges right now on WXII12.com. We now know when services for Deputy Utt will take place. A visitation is scheduled for tomorrow from 4 until 8 p.m. at Temple Baptist Church on Rockford Street in Mount Airy. A funeral service will be held Friday at 2 p.m. at the same church. A private burial will follow. Deputy Utt was 31 years old. He is survived by his wife and 2 children. Right now, there are 6 Billy Graham Rapid Response chaplains in Carroll County providing emotional and spiritual support for the Sheriff's Department and community members. Roughly 300 chaplains with the organization have law enforcement backgrounds. They plan to be there through the funeral service. And in the days since Deputy Utt's death, there's been an outpouring of community support for his family. A Mount Airy resident and family friend is organizing a fundraiser by creating and selling t-shirts. They feature a heart with angel wings, a blue stripe, and Logan Utt's name. The organizer says everyone in this tight-knit community is feeling the impact of his death.
At night, when you hear your 6- and 4-year-old praying for Logan Utt and his family, it warms your heart. Proud of Logan Utt. I'm very proud of him and thankful that he was a part of our community as well.
All proceeds will be going to Deputy Utt's family. You can find a link for more information inside this story on WXII12.com. Turning now to your weather with a live look outside from our camera in Winston-Salem. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine out there. Meteorologist Michelle Kennedy joins us now to share how the rest of our Wednesday is looking. Hello, Michelle.
Hi there, Audrey. You know, gorgeous day. You've got it right. We are looking out from that view in Winston-Salem out toward the mountains and Pilot Mountain. We are looking at a couple of areas along the coast that are going to be dealing with some beach hazards. That's about it across North Carolina for you today. Otherwise, a few clouds and mostly fair weather conditions. We've got weather headlines for you, bringing up the low humidity really the next few days. The temperatures, though, on the other hand, are going to be climbing steadily into the upper 80s and low 90s as we head into the weekend. And then we're going to talk about those rain chances that may be developing. Hopefully we can increase our rain chances as we get closer to your Monday. But right now our temperatures are fantastic. 72 degrees currently in Greensboro. We've got 74 in Reedsville all the way through Burlington. Uptown Lexington 75, and we've got some 60s along the Blue Ridge Parkway. But what's helping us feel so good right now is that we have low dew points. So basically the dry air filling in behind the last couple of fronts here, and we're enjoying more spring-like weather rather than the summer-like conditions. So 80s for you out there today in the Winston-Salem region to 79 in Mount Airy and 73 out in the high country. We're going to have much more for you coming up, and take a look at your weekend's forecast.
Breaking news now. In the last hour, we have learned that a man holding hostages inside a California bank for more than 12 hours has been shot and killed by the FBI. The man barricaded himself inside a Chase building yesterday afternoon in Bakersfield with an unknown number of hostages. At one point, crisis negotiators and the FBI secured the release of at least 2 people. Some people did manage to escape. Police now say all hostages are free and none were harmed. The Trump administration is offering different levels of optimism for ending the war with Iran. Secretary of State Marco Rubio told lawmakers Tuesday that Iran is making concessions, but it's too soon to say whether it will result in a deal. Washington correspondent Rachel Hersheimer joins us now from Capitol Hill with where the secretary is testifying again today.
We'll likely hear Rubio raise more skepticism about the likelihood of the U.S. and Iran reaching a deal. On Tuesday, Rubio told lawmakers the two sides are making progress while also emphasizing the future remains uncertain.
They have agreed to negotiate aspects of their nuclear program that just a month ago, just a year ago, they were refusing to even mention, much less enter into discussions about. That is not a guarantee that ultimately it will lead to a deal that's acceptable to the Senate or acceptable to the American people.
President Donald Trump struck a very different tone Tuesday after Iranian news agencies reported Tehran stopped communicating through mediators after Israel threatened to bomb Lebanon. The president is insisting that any suggestion the U.S. and Iran are not talking anymore is false, adding it's time for Iran to make a deal one way or another. Meanwhile, the two sides traded shots. The U.S. announced it fired a missile into the engine room of another oil tanker that was trying to reach Iran despite the U.S. blockade. In response, the U.S. military said Iran launched attacks on Kuwait and Bahrain, two key U.S. allies. Rubio also said Iran agreed to reopen the Strait of Hormuz as part of the ongoing ceasefire agreement, but hasn't done that yet, which continues to cost Americans nationwide at the gas pumps. On Capitol Hill, I'm Rachel Hersheimer.
And taking a look at gas prices as they continue to fall nationwide and here in North Carolina. The national average is $4.26 for regular. Statewide, it's $3.88. Much of the Piedmont Triad is below the state average. Caswell County is the only place still averaging above $4 at $4.06. Davidson County has the most affordable gas at $3.74 on average. Two historic businesses are set to be demolished after last month's massive fire in uptown Lexington. We learned the property owners of Shoto Japanese Steakhouse and Seafood and the Candy Factory are in the process of receiving quotes from contractors to tear down the buildings. Still no word on when that may happen. Both businesses tell us they do plan to rebuild. The investigation into the cause of the fire still has not started due to the instability of the buildings. Duke Energy customers across North Carolina can share their opinions about a proposed rate hike. The State Utilities Commission will hold a public hearing tonight at 7 in the Durham County Courthouse. Duke Energy is asking regulators to approve a 15% rate hike request over the next 2 years. Electricity rates for Duke Energy have already gone up about 22% since 2020. Today, House lawmakers are set to vote on a bill to more tightly regulate large data centers. Senate Bill 730 would require developers to cover more of the cost of new power and grid upgrades. The bill would also require closed loop or recycled water cooling systems to minimize stress on drinking water sources. Another section would also impose stricter rules on where data centers can be built. Supporters say it would put guardrails around data center growth while protecting residents from footing the bill for infrastructure needed to serve them. Tech industry representatives say some of those requirements could make North Carolina less competitive, citing the economic benefit of data centers.